Okay, now let's play out the other scenario. Let's say that we had to remove a handful of these tokens and we get down to the point where there is only one left. Boom, Johnny's not using safe language. That's not it. That's not following our expectations. The token is removed. And what does that mean, right? We will, at the end of that time period, again, at the end of lunch, record that 5 tokens were removed and that a ticket was not earned. And so, no soup for you. All right. We just continue this process then. You do it for the third time block of the day, and we're just moving through our days like this, okay? The next thing that you need to do is make sure that you're tying this to the reinforcement. What do we do with those raffle tickets, right? Well, we're going to raffle off some cool stuff. So at the end of the week, you have like a weekly raffle where however many tickets you feel you want to do, you're pulling out of the bag, you're calling the student up who wins, and you have access to some cool stuff, okay? But if you're not comfortable with the raffle piece, you can also tie this to a classroom or school-wide currency that you have, right? Like if you have your, third grade, maybe they use Ducky Dollars or something like that. You can give Ducky Dollars instead of giving a ticket, and then the child can just save that up and use that whenever the store is opened in your classroom or school to either purchase items or privileges. Another thing that you can do if you're interested in using response cost with your entire class, that means we're going to talk about a tier one application of this. So if you want to go class wide response cost, the first thing you need to do is forget about that strip. Okay, because you're most certainly not going to be able to monitor and deal with 30 strips. Okay. Instead, get yourself some bricks. Okay. There's a whole bunch of different companies that make this stuff. Obviously, Lego is the most popular and well known. These are Duplos, which are better than regular Legos because they're big. But what you can do is you can either get yourself some Duplos. I believe the Lakeshore Learning has like interlocking blocks. Anything like this would work. Okay. You get a stack for however many prompts you want to use, be it 3 in this case, you could do 5, whatever. But you make a stack and you put a stack on every child's desk in your classroom. Now, if your children are working like in teams or groups, like they're grouped together, you can have a bucket or a pan or something in the middle of their desks. And you just simply move through, and every time you need to prompt a child, you ask them to remove it themselves. Like, Billy over there in the corner. Hey, Billy, that's not being respectful. You're not listening to me while I'm talking. You need to remove one of your blocks. So then Billy is prompted to take one of these off and drop it into the box. Then he has 2 left. Now, at the end of the time period, then we record and hand out tickets to everyone in the class. Once again, this is just showing that you can take this evidence-based intervention. You don't have to implement it only at a tier 2 level. You can also do it at a tier 1 level with your entire class. A lot of people do ask, like, do I need to start with a 5 prompts before I remove the positive? Do I need to do this during 3 time blocks in the day? And the answer to both of those questions is it depends. It depends on what that baseline data looks like. Okay. So imagine this. Let's say before you start the intervention that the child that you're thinking of needs like 10 prompts, right? 10 prompts in the morning, 10 prompts in the middle of the day, 10 prompts at the end of the day. So you're recording, you're like, wow, I'm like prompting this kid 30 times, right? Clearly, you're not going to want to start off with a 3 prompt system, right? That child is going to fail. In order for the intervention to truly work, we want to try and get and calculate it so that we're getting to the point where this student can experience success. As children experience success, they build on behavioral momentum and they start developing more and more of it. So if your kid is, getting 7, 8, 9 prompts a day, 5 is probably a good number to start with. Okay. I would not go all the way down to 3. But the other side to that is, what if you're only prompting them 3 times in the morning, right? Why would you start with a 5 prompt strip then? You know, the child would be able to meet that expectation without changing behavior. So the intervention is essentially pointless, right? look at the baseline data to determine how many prompts should we start with. As far as dividing the day into 3 parts, it's going to depend once again on how many prompts you're giving throughout the day to the child. One thing that you want to avoid, if the child does run out of all the tokens on their strip, if you're removing each and every one of these, okay, once they're gone, whatever that established time block is, there's really not much to help sustain positive behavior for the rest of that time block until the strip is replenished. So if you're looking at like, hey, can I just start this at the beginning of the day and go throughout the whole day? Well, that might be appropriate for some of your students if, again, you're seeing that they only need 6, 7, 8 prompts for the entire day. Absolutely, go ahead and do this. But if they get prompted more than that, and if you run into a situation where, boom, empty token strip, and it's 10 in the morning, what are you going to do for the rest of the day, right? That's why dividing the day up into parts is incredibly critical, is because we need, if the child loses, if they receive, or if that positive is removed from them, they don't get the ticket, they don't get the ducky dollars, right? We need to be able to build this support so that there will be an opportunity for them to quickly do that again. Otherwise, you're done for the day. So how you divide up your day is going to depend on what the student's behavior looks like as well. Higher frequency behaviors, you're going to want to create as many division points as you can to try and make sure they're experiencing success. I have successfully done 3 with a strip of 5 for most students. I find to be a very good fit, though there have been times where the day has been broken up into 6 or even 7 blocks for some teachers. And there might be cases where it's just 1 strip for the full day. You got to kind of match that to the kid. All right, guys. With that said, here are a couple of references specifically looking to how response cost strips were used as part of a raffle process. I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, if you learned something, please do comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're experiencing success with it. Like the video and subscribe for more content. I'm trying to put as much of this stuff out there as I can. If you subscribe, you'll know when the new one comes. I appreciate all of that. If you have any questions, then please hit up your school psychologist. If you work with me, hit me up. All right. I actually have these pre-made for you. All right. By the way, if you like the forms and stuff that you saw, there is a link in the comments below that will take you right to a Google Doc or something like that, where you can just download the baseline forms, the data collection forms. You can even download some templates for these strips, print them out, and make them yourself. Okay. So check that, access the material. I wish you the best of luck in making a difference in the lives of these kids who need this extra support. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you next time.